Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Ooh, 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 ooh. You know this much is true. That's right, Jerome's. Welcome on in. Happy early Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon over if you're over in London, foggy town. It is Vikings. It is Saints. It is ready to rock this place, man. Pretty excited. Where, I understand like the trips over to Europe, London, Germany this year, they're sort of novel, but it's nice having the Vikings play early because you need to get it out of the way if you're going to have a bad day. Also, cracking a beer at 8:30 on a Sunday, ain't nothing wrong with that. Shoot. But welcome in. Quick little pregame show with hope in your heart, even though Liverpool tied yesterday. It's frustrating, man. But the Vikings look to get it done. Sunday moved to 3-1 on the season, and things are sort of lining up in their favor. So looking at the Saints inactives. Plus, it annoys me that the Saints social media account, you just can't list your inactives. You have to have a link so people click on your stupid website. But Alvin Kamara ruled out with that rib injury. Marcus May, stud safety, he is out. Andres Pete, which may be addition by subtraction. He is out. Michael Thomas is out. Jameis Winston out. So you got Andy friggin' Dalton as well as Taysom Hill, even though he has been a Vikings killer. So everything is lining up that the Vikings should get a pretty comfortable dub on the road against the Saints. Tristan D, $5 in Super Chat. We better not lose to the corpse of Andy Dalton's skull. Absolutely. If you got a question for the pregame, toss a couple bucks in the Super Chat. Vikings inactives. So, Zadarius Smith, who was a game-time decision, he went out there, warmed up. He is good to go. He will be playing today. Now, I could see him playing a limited role, maybe saving him for passing down, so some of the early down work, that could go to DJ Wanham. That could go to Patrick Jones second. But you got Booth, Luigi Villain. You have Chris Reed, Vidarian Lowe, Asezi Otamawo as your inactives. Now, I thought that if Zadarius' knee injury was more serious than we thought, you could see Villain being active today, but the fact that he's inactive is probably a good sign for Zadarius Smith. Also a good sign is the Purple for the Win store. It is here. We also have a Kirktoberfest shirt. It is going on. That's right. Production value, tanks and tees, all that stuff. PurpleFTW.net. Go and get after it. Producers work hard. A bunch of orders already come in, and I think the shipping is 6 days. It's pretty quick, relatively quick for a new startup. So go check that out. So overall, I'm pretty hyped. Pretty excited. We're also, it's frustrating because the local coverage is going to be on Channel 5, also nationally on NFL Network. But right now they're talking about, they got all these local news angles. It's like, oh, something big's happening in Maplewood. We don't know what it is, but I don't know. But I think overall this is going to be a pretty fantastic game for the Vikings because they do match up well. And if I was prepared, I would have all my stupid, first off, Andy Dalton, the Applebee's 2 for 20s of quarterbacks, Spirit Airlines of QBs. And remember when the Bears thought that they were going to get Russell Wilson last offseason, and then they got Andy Dalton? Maybe that's actually addition by subtraction. Who really knows? But let's see here. But the Vikings, given the debacle last week against the Lions, they certainly can't take the Saints lightly. I mean, this is a win is never an easy win here in the National Football League, but I did fade the 4 points with the Vikings. I took them a little bit earlier in the week, right when it opened, when they were 2.5-point favorites, and then I just double dipped the chip because I think the Vikings could and should get a big time win against New Orleans. Because think about all these factors. So Kamara's out, that's the big one. Michael Thomas is out, so no more slants. Jameis is out, whatever. Andres Pete is out, Marcus May is out, and also the Saints. Marcus Davenport is dinged up, even though he's playing today. The Saints have the 32nd ranked pass rush in the National Football League. And you're playing on a neutral site. So there is zero goose egg, D'Angelo Russell excuses why the Vikings shouldn't get it done, win significantly over the Saints. I'm talking about a very comfortable, like a 34-10 type win. Like that's what this game should be, but we all know. But I think that Justin friggin' Jefferson, even though he does have Marshawn Lattimore today, I think that he could have a big game. Other than that, Thielen, KJ Osborne, both of them have to step up nicely. Now, also factor in, so KJ, KJ and Daniil were part of the Vikings ambassadors this offseason who traveled over to London, did some PR and press for NFL UK. So, KJ's been there, done there, got the T-shirt. So I think at Tottenham Stadium he could show up and show out. Have himself a big-time game. Beyond like the late game heroics, putting on a 7-catch, 100-yard, a touchdown type show. I could see that. Now, Dalvin. So we've gotten a lot of questions, both on here as well as in real life. A bunch of, because we went to a couple gatherings yesterday, and a bunch of my friends, who play fantasy, they're like, so do I start Dalvin or don't I? So I think if it was Zimmer, I think that you could safely start Dalvin. The fact that it's Kevin O'Connell and Kevin O'Connell's track record so far with injuries, we haven't seen it specifically in game, but the way that they've dealt with injuries throughout training camp and preseason, I think that Dalvin will play today. Well, obviously he's playing, but I think that he could be on a pitch count. Even though shoulder, he's had that harness before, and the fact that he did so well last season against the Steelers with that same injury, same situation, 205 and 2 touchdowns. Maybe people would lean into it, but I think that Kevin O'Connell isn't going to give him the full workload like Zimmer did last year against the Steelers. I think it could be really split up. I think Madison could have some value in terms of fantasy. So I think that's going to be kind of an interesting split. Plus, you would think game script wise, knocking on all the wood, if the Vikings get up early and often on the Saints, and then you're running a lot in the second half, I mean, why would you just keep bashing it with Dalvin if the game is decided? I think that's a perfect spot for Madison or even Kinkenny and Wangu to get some work there. So, I mean, if I had Dalvin in fantasy, I would be really just kind of, I don't know about it. Michael Williams, $25 in Super Chat. Skull, morning up. That's right, babe. That's right, man. Also, let us know where you're watching from. We'll give a couple shout-outs. Man, kickoff really sneaks up. Ooh, smoke out at Allianz Field. Oh, that's right. They do a barbecue thing. Missed it. Well. Vikings defense. So, I think that they are going to make a concerted effort to run the ball. The Saints are, because I think that's going to be their best way to win, because Andy Dalton, people keep bringing up Andy Dalton 2 years ago on Halloween. That's not the Andy Dalton that we saw last time, week 18 against the Bears. So the fact that Jarvis Juice Landry is dinged up, the fact that Thomas is out, Olave is a stud, but he's a rookie. I think they are going to try and run it a lot with Ingram the second, Mark Ingram. So, I mean, Diesel, Dalvin, Harrison Phillips, Jonathan Bullard, the guys up front, we need to see it, man. Like we need to see them actually stop the run, because we haven't seen it so far. And what's so frustrating is that the Vikings have so much talent up front that they just can't get it done. Both this year, last year, whatever. Hadrian S, $10 in Super Chat. That's right. Hadrian's at the Jerome's meetup. How does Kirk avoid being abducted by aliens so much? Is it luck? Is it strategy? I think the fan base takes his durability for granted. P.S. Already knocked on wood, no worries. I don't know. To a degree, I know some people just are more durable than others, and to a degree, some of it's luck, because like any quarterback put into a situation on Thursday, that specific one play, I mean, they would have been concussed. So, and part of it is luck there. I mean, and then part of it is just makeup. There you go. Let's see. A couple shout outs. We got Albert Lee. We got Wichita, Kansas, Brooklyn Park, Argentina. That's right. Eden Prairie, all up in here. Let's see what else here. This game on TV. So nationally, the game is going to be on NFL Network. Locally, it's going to be on KSTP Channel 5. Or I think in Minnesota, it'll be on your local ABC affiliate. So whatever that is. I think Southeast Minnesota, it's KAAL. One of the two. Let's see. Austin, Texas. Sucks I'm going to London on Tuesday instead of today. Well, at least you're going to London. California in the house. Lester Prairie, Arizona. Guam here. Whoa. I have no idea. It's like 2 years ahead of time in Guam right now. It's going down from Guam, son. Phoenix, Fargo, Manitoba, Floodwood. Thought that said Fleetwood for a second. I was like, man, that's an awesome name for a town. Rockwell City. Feeling good about this one. feeling good about this one. But again, the Vikings cannot take them lightly. Where it's one of those. So just as soon as I bought into the Gophers, they absolutely kicked me in the nuts. But so the Vikings can't take the Saints lightly, just like the Gophers on homecoming took Purdue lightly. How do you get run on by the passing school? Just embarrassing, man. But the Vikings, it's nice that they have a quick turnaround. I think it was very smart the way that they're managing the Vikings players' sleep cycles and circadian rhythms, because they're coming back right away, and they'll be landing here about midnight on Monday morning. So they're getting back about a similar time. Say they're playing Sunday Night Football in Chicago, just for ease of comparisons. That's about the same time that they will be getting home. So it's not going to disrupt their schedule next week too much. So the Vikings hopefully won't have any jet lag issues for week 5. Even though Saints, I certainly think that the Saints might, since they've been out there for a week and their bodies have acclimated so much. Chris Larson, $5 in the Super Chat. Dalvin's playing. My friend just texted me saying he's out. No, he's in. And your friend is mistaken. As far as what I've seen, Ty Chandler's first game. Oh yeah, Alec Luce at the Athletic pointing out that Ty Chandler is active today, so that is notable. Hurricane out there for the coin toss. It's funny, Hurricane. So he's Tottenham star, and the Vikings are obviously playing in Tottenham Stadium. He's getting booed. That's hilarious. I love it, man. A Hurricane here, Hurricane scars. Great player, but he's a goal thief, trying to take away the golden boot from Mo. Come on, man. Let's see here. Sun City, Arizona. Yeah. All right. So Vikings do have that turnaround. They got the Bears at home. They have a great chance to start out the season 4-1, and then you're at the Dolphins. Now the Dolphins have had a few injuries, and also, I understand Tua is going to be going through the process, but I would be shocked if Tua is cleared by week 6. Like, he needs to take some time off, man, because he did have 2 concussions in a row, and they fired that independent neurologist who cleared him. So we'll see. Like 100%. Well, not 100%. It's likely that the Vikings are going to be facing Teddy week 6. Hey, Teddy, revenge game, but. Could the Vikings be rolling into the bye at 5-1? All the momentum in the world? Yes, I think it's certainly possible, certainly plausible. The Vikings are favored by 4 today. Vikings should be favored, maybe even by a touchdown plus against the Bears week 5 at home, and then the Vikings against the Dolphins will probably be slight dogs. Except you'll take that. You'll absolutely take that, man. But one game at a time, one game season. Vikings taking on the stupid Saints today. We'll be back at halftime. Thanks for coming along, and as well as post game, and of course our winners and losers from the game. Hey, start fast, play fun, play loose. Have there be no doubt. Just kick their ass. Get out to a 20-0 lead in the first half. Keep your foot on the gas, and let's walk away from this thing 34-7. How about that? Huh?